Today, I'm talking with Toni Carey. She is the executive producer of the Morning After Show and marketing director for Layla. Before Layla, Toni co-founded Black Girls Run, a national organization that empowers Black women to live a healthy and active lifestyle. To this day, Toni remains active and currently teaches yoga on top of literally everything else she does. I am happy to have met Toni through our work with Layla, and I know you'll love her just as much as I do.
Speaking of protection and being safe, we should talk about that because I feel like a lot of times we let men control when and when not we use protection, and that can be very problematic. I know, I don't know if you've seen I May Destroy You, but
Yeah.
there was that moment where the guy takes off the condom and doesn't tell her, and then she realized that was rape. That was like really triggering because I feel like that happens very frequently where he wants to, like, you can't just decide what you're going to do with my body. If I told you to put a condom on and I need protection, then how dare you violate that? It's so sex, even though it's like, oh, we need to talk about sex, it's still such an intimate thing. And it can feel very intrusive if you don't respect that other person. And that's, to me, where protection comes in.
Yeah. Again, I think it's one of the most vulnerable situations that you can be in with another human being. And when those boundaries are crossed or violated, we're getting into a whole other ball game, right? Like we've gone from like fun, casual, whatever, don't care about my numbers, to like, there's some really fucked up things that can happen when people aren't respecting boundaries. Both people aren't respecting boundaries in the bedroom. I remember watching that episode, and I think I messaged you the first day, the day after I watched it, because I didn't even realize that was a thing, and that it, again, had a name. I was like, oh, this is stealthing? Like, I didn't realize dudes were doing this. And then I had to go back and be like, okay, wait a second. Like, has that ever happened to me where I might have been, because, you could play that off of like, and he did in the show, like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's nothing. Don't even worry about it. And I had to really stop and think about like situations where I'm like, wait, was I being gaslighted here and something did happen and he's telling me it didn't? To your point of just like, you have to own, I'm showing up with me and I'm taking care of myself. So if I'm taking care of myself, I can't be worried about you. So I know I'm going to do what I need to do. So I'm going to bring these condoms. I'm going to be on birth control. I'm going to be on, IUD or whatever it is, because I can't trust you to make those decisions for me. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I think we put too much on the man, like in the sense that like we give away our power by allowing them to always bring the condom, and them, and they understand that they have that power in those situations, and we just lay back and we just, but we have power in there in sex too. And even just like power over our orgasm, making sure that we get ours and not just let them be like, get theirs and then roll over and be like, oh man, that was amazing. Like, no, we need to get ours too.
Could you imagine if you were having sex with someone and as a woman, you have an orgasm and then you just like, okay, well, thanks, I'm out.
Peace. It literally feels like we have an obligation to some degree to keep going until they come. You ever think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. And like, again, orgasm isn't the end all be all, like, so I'm putting that caveat there, but it is like, why am I doing this? To give somebody else pleasure? Like, I'm not getting anything out of it. That feels like being slighted in some way.
And you don't want to feel like that, right? Like, you want to feel like they're here because of the exchange of this intimacy, not just to like come and get off of
Right.
me.
Right.
And it has to feel like that, or it kind of feels kind of gross, you know?
Yeah. I mean, again, I know I'm highly sensitive. So, like you, I need some type of connection there for it to be worth it for me. But yeah, otherwise, like, what are we doing this? What are we doing this for? You know?
Like, if I just really want to come, I can masturbate
I can do
by
that by
myself.
myself. Yeah. I don't need you at all. Like, I just invited you to the party. Like, you aren't the
Right.
party. I just invited you to the party.
You know, as humans, just fundamentally as humans, if there's nothing else we were put on this world to do, it is to have sex, because we need to have sex to procreate, right? So we cannot survive as a species without sex.
Right.
So it's literally as natural as breathing at this point. And so why are we not talking about it?
I hope that, you know, young women after me, or even my daughter, has much more of the language and the knowledge than I did. So hopefully she makes way smarter choices. That's my hope for generations to come, is like shows like Layla won't even be needed anymore because they've got it and they can talk about it.